All right, so here I am. I am here for the first time this year to do me some hot tent camping. Just got back from Arkansas. It's going to be our first major freeze here in Nacona, Texas. And it's supposed to get about 24 degrees. I got a fire going over there. The nephews and the niece help make. And inside I got my wood burning stove, which Bo here is going to help me cut some firewood for the wood burning stove over here. Now these guys all have to go back to school tomorrow, unfortunately.
No, tomorrow.
I don't.
Monday.
All right. You just take a piece of wood, put it inside this thing right here, and then you get a hammer and you just hammer away on it. Now I only brought a small hammer, unfortunately. If I had a bigger hammer, this would work a lot faster. But you know what? Work with what you got. Just put it back down. Like this is awesome, simple. Usually it cuts much easier, like kind of like that one. That one was really easy.
I cut one.
Can you cut one? All right, I'm gonna turn this off and let my nephews have a whack at it. Yeah, it makes it look so easy. There you go. There you go. Making no lazy children over here. All right, so we got this bad boy going. Let's get this thing shut and let it do its job. All right, we finally got the wood burning stove going. The campfire is roaring. You know, I should probably give a review on this tent. I have not really seen too much on this tent anywhere, really. I think I saw like one guy's like quick TikTok on this tent. Now, I can't tell you that this tent goes by like several different brand names. I've seen it sold by at least 24 different, companies under different names, but they're identical. It's the same setup, same material, same everything, just a different name brand. It's kind of like, like over there, like the little wood cutter stuff right there. Same thing. Even that wood burning stove that's in there, same thing. But we're gonna try to pronounce this name over here. It is Kanggogo. I could be butchering that, but yeah, Kanggogo. It's an octahedron, I believe, like the 8-sided. It's about 16 foot. About is not the right choice word. It's actually 16 feet. It's not about. Pretty good tent. I am impressed so far. It is an all-season tent. I've used it during late summer, a little bit of fall. Planning on using it during the winter. This is going to be my first major hot tent experience in this tent. Now, I've had other tents that were canvas. I had a wall tent that was made by Ozark that I was highly impressed with. The only downside to that tent was the floor didn't attach. I did not like the fact that the floor did not attach. You figure with all the money, stuff like that you spend on that, and which wasn't much on the grand scheme of things, given that, hot tents and canvas tents, cannot talk today, can go for like, several grand. This one I paid almost $500 for. I think with like taxes and everything, I think I paid like $480 for it. I think that's a really good deal for what this is. And like the Ozark tent that I had, I think I got it on sale for like $390. I think I paid like maybe $420 for it out the door. Loved that tent. Had held on for like 2 years before things just kind of started like rotting and falling off the thing. Like, when you go to stake it down, like it would rip, like several things would rip on it. So I just finally kind of gave up on it. And the only thing that's wrong with it is the floor. So Ozark, if you're listening, make replacement parts for these things. I could buy another damn floor. So I really like that tent. Like I said, love this tent. Very impressed with it. It is not what it says it is. When you go to buy it, it says canvas tent. Now this right here, this is canvas. This right here is just a regular tent material. Now it's a little bit tougher than your regular, your regular trail tent that you get at Walmart. So I like that. It's been up for 2 months so far, and the material's still pretty strong. It's not ripping. Now, if I was just to put a regular, Ozark camping tent up here, after about 3 months, I can put my finger straight through it. Because I usually trip on the door, and I trip on the door, I rip it. Like I completely rip it. It's trash now. But here, let's take you inside. It is not very light in here. Let me turn this light on. Let's see if I can get this other light going. This is another thing that I bought on Amazon, which it's still up there. So here's the wood burning stove. I don't really like it. It puts off a lot of smell. You know that smell that you get when you first break in a wood burning stove? This is a year later, and I'm still smelling that damn smell, and it drives me up the wall. Like my whole tent just kind of stinks in it. And so when you're laying there at night, you feel like you're breathing in stuff that you shouldn't be breathing. And it's like you wonder, am I going to wake up tomorrow? If I do wake up tomorrow, how many more brain cells less will I have rattling around in my head? So if anybody has like any kind of idea on what's going on, because there's no smoke in here, but it feels like there is smoke in here. So if somebody knows what's going on, please God tell me. I usually I open up some windows and stuff and let it kind of vent in here. I mean, there's a vent up there, and there's vents all around me. So before I go to bed, I usually open it up, but I like getting it nice and toasty up in here. So like I said, not impressed. Now this right here, it's my first burn hole in my tent, and you're going to get those. This is my second tent that I've had for hot camping. I love hot camping now. And I had a few holes in my last one, but it's always that first hole. It's that first hole that gets you. It's kind of like that first scratch on your brand new truck. You know, you just want to go around punching puppies and stuff like that. It just drives you up the wall. I'm not going to really go out and punch puppies, people. I'm just saying it drives you nuts. Now the scratches after that, not that big of a deal, just like these holes. But on the plus side, these holes, they can be fixed. You know, Walmart, all these places that sell tents, they sell tape and material. Even canvas. I can get a canvas patch if I wanted to go that route. I usually just go with a little tape, and I cover it on both sides, and it works just fine. On my last hit, I did it. I had 0 issues, folks. 0 issues. So I'm gonna go outside. I'm gonna finish drinking my beer, and hopefully I'll get. Okay, that's just a spider. For a second, I thought it was another hole. But I think I'm gonna go out here and I'm gonna relax for a little bit and enjoy myself, because I just got back from a trip, and it's kind of nuts that I drove 6.5 hours to come home, and I pack up my stuff and I go right back out into the wilderness. But that's just who I am. This is what I love, folks. So again, this is I already forgot the name, Kanggogo tent. I highly recommend it. Now I will probably review it again come March when I take it down, and I'll probably give a little bit more on it in the morning on how impressed I am. But now so far it's hot in there, and I think it's about 39 degrees right now. So here's a little bit more on the last hot tent that I had that got me into hot tent camping. The last tent was an Ozark tent that I got from Walmart. It was a little 10 by 12 wall tent. It was a really great tent. Loved it. Lasted like 2 years. I'll take these tents and I'll set them up, and they'll stay here for months and months and months, because it's kind of like my little escape from home. So I'll roll up here and I already have a bedroom set up ready to go, and I'll just come back here in the back of the ranch, and I'll just camp out. But yeah, I only had to fix it. If I can just get a couple years out of this tent, I'll be happy. All right, finally a little bit of relaxation. That song you hear right now, that's Riders in the Sky. When I was a little kid, we'd ride in the truck with Dad. It was an old single cab pickup truck. I remember it was red. I think it was an old Chevrolet or an old Toyota. I think it might have been an old Toyota truck. He had a thing for those small Toyota trucks back in the mid 80s. You know, everybody saw Marty McFly, and they all wanted that badass Toyota. We'd be riding down the road, me and my brother Tony, and brother Tony and my dad, we'd all be listening to Riders in the Sky, Michael Martin Murphy, Don Edwards, all those old, school cowboy singers and stuff. And the songs like this would come on, and right here, or not right here, but they would hit a yodeling part right here. Well, picture like 3 guys who can't yodel for shit. Their best to yodel before a full grown, probably I think he might have been 20-something years old at the time, and then you got a 5-year-old and an 8-year-old trying to yodel. It probably sounded like we were strangling cats in that pickup truck. But sitting here camping, this reminds me of hanging out with my dad. Which, my dad's still kicking. He's like a farmer Santa Claus now. But we used to go out camping all the time when I was a kid. And now I do it by myself. He stays in a camper And I like to still rough it. You know, I got the canvas tent back here behind me, the wood burning stove going. I got these coals getting nice and hot. I gotta start scooting back now because it's like burning my leg. Woo! You know, that's a good fire. And of course, I piled the rocks up just right so the heat would come back my way. But anywho, so I'm rambling on. I can go down all kinds of little rabbit holes and stuff when I start yakking. You know, I forget wherever I was in the first place. All right, we got the fire going. It is nice and toasty. I got my baked potato right there, which I should probably flip here in a second. Getting some hot coals ready to go so we can cook this steak. I got your local steak right here. I got your local produce. Oh, turn that on here. Sorry, got your local steak right here. Local produce. Even that potatoes in there, it's local produce. I wish I would have gotten the name of the farm. Yeah, A1 obviously isn't local, but salt and pepper and all that whatnots and stuff for our potato. But we're gonna get this fire nice and hot so I can rake some coals up underneath that grill right there and get those nice grill marks. And the rest of it, I like to do in the frying pan. I think you got me. Peel that old onion, boys. I like onion with my baked potato, and I like onion with the steak. So I'm gonna save that piece right there. Take the rest of this and just kind of. Don't want to ruin that Teflon. This isn't mine. I actually have some old frying pans in there, but a bunch of stuff got spilled all over them. I'm afraid to cook on them because to make the food taste awful, I think take them home and clean them. All right. Take all this extra and I'm gonna throw that off in the woods. The old raccoons. And don't judge me on my knife skills. I am no knife professional. People constantly try to critique me on my knife skills. You should do it this way. You should do it that way. You know what? I'm just gonna do it my way. I've been doing it this way for a long damn time. And it's kind of hard to break an old boy when he's been doing something for a very long time. All right, dinner is served, guys. Oh my God, it looks so mouth-watering. Like always, I let the baked potato cook way too long, so I had to peel like half the potato to save it because it looked like a big old giant coal by the time that I was done with it. All right, let's tear into this. I always cook the steak right. I've got the steak on the open fire down pat. But medium rare, that's how you eat it, folks. None of that beef jerky crap. So good, so good. Watching this movie on my tablet that a friend sent me. She said she wouldn't watch it while she was camping. It's called Horror in the High Desert. All right, so it is starting to get pretty cold outside. I'm almost done with my steak, and the bites are getting cold. And I just check the temperature, and it already shows that it's around like 29 degrees. So I think I'm gonna hurry up and finish up what I'm doing. So I don't want to bring any food in my tent because I've seen that whenever I eat inside my tent, because I leave it up, things tend to try to get in. And I don't want no rats or anything chewing holes. I think the only thing I'm gonna eat in there is my dessert. That's a little blackberry pie that I'm gonna eat here in a minute. I came inside. It's a little bit warmer inside here. Outside it's already in its 20s, and I would imagine in here it's probably in its 60s with the wood burning, so it's pretty warm. Gonna keep watching my movie and see where this goes. I'm pretty confident I know where all this goes, and I've heard the story before. But I think a lot of people go out in the woods that aren't as experienced as they think they are, and then something happens and then they just disappear. All right, it is getting pretty late. I think I am going to go ahead and just hit the hay. I'm going to sit here and maybe watch a few more YouTube videos while I'm relaxing and going down for the night. It's pretty cold outside. I think it's hitting this temperature, and it's probably every bit of like 60 something in here still. The more I keep feeding the fire, the more I open up the oxygen on it, the hotter it gets in here. So you got to kind of turn it down a little bit, or you won't be able to sleep. So I am going to call it a night.
And I'll never forget the title because I actually thought it was.
Good morning. That was not a bad night's sleep for our first cold front, our first major cold front freeze. We've had like some slight cold fronts come in, but this is our first major freeze here in North Texas. I slept pretty good. If you're noticing the old pillow back here, this is an old He-Man pillowcase. I've had this since I was a little kid, and I stumbled across it like, I don't know, 5 or 6 years ago, going through my parents' stuff. I was like, oh, sweet. And I just took that pillowcase. I was like, man, I used to love that show back when I was a little kid. And I just took the pillowcase, and I've been using it on all my camping trips. Master of the Universe. I look back now and I go, man, that was a pretty goofy cartoon. But it got pretty cold last night. I actually got tired of like putting the wood in the stove. Sorry, it's morning time. You know, brain's not firing on all 8 cylinders. Like, it's doing good to get wet, and it's backfiring like really, really bad. But yeah, I got tired of putting the wood in the wood burning stove, so I switched over to this. I always have my propane bottle here with me, just in case, like especially in the mornings, like when you want like instant heat, because I'm not the kind of guy who like just sits and just keeps like feeding like wood to the stove all night. Eventually I just give up. So whenever you do finally wake up, it's cold. It's really, really cold, but luckily for me, my sleeping bags, I like layer with blankets and stuff like that. I stay pretty warm until I get out. Good man. Again, not fired on all 8 cylinders here. So I'm about to get up. I'm gonna pack up what little stuff that I brought, and I'm gonna head back home because I came here for a night. I saw the weather and I got all excited. I was like, well, I just drove like 6 hours to get back from Arkansas. Let's go home. Let's throw a few things in the truck. Let's go up to the ranch up here in Nakona and camp out for the night. So that part is done now, and I guess I'm gonna pack up and head home. All right. Thanks for watching, guys.